Hey y'all, I just wanted to make a real quick video and a bit of a synopsis of the live that we had last night. So this is the hour by hour roughly expectations of what you can get, what you can expect and what's going to be happening in your feelings for the fast coming up. So we try to make this as smooth and quick as possible. So for the first 12 to 18 hours, so the fast starts at dinner tonight. So let's just say, hey, 5 p.m. on Thursday is our last meal. So for the first 12 to 18 hours of your fast, your body's going to be going through that last meal. And our just have it be a regular meal. It doesn't need to be a big giant refeed. You don't have to have think like you're eating food for the next the next 3 days in one meal. So just have it be a regular meal. Don't want to have any extra gastric stress. So 12 to 18 hours, what we're doing is we're just digesting that meal. From there, your body's going to start to go and get the circulating blood sugar that you have, your glucose, the stored sugar that you have, muscle glycogen, and the liver glycogen of what you have. So that stored energy sugar source, your body's going to be burning for that first 12 to 18 hours and maybe into that hour 24. So once we get through the blood and the muscle and the liver sugars, what's going to happen is you're going to get this nice big glucagon dump, which is a peptide or a hormone from the pancreas. So the pancreas has secretes insulin and then also glucagon. So glucagon dump again will trigger that liver to go into finalizing the last part of that stored liver glycogen. The difficult part of this fast is making it through the first 40 hours. So make sure you read the cheat sheet that's attached to this in terms of like what you can intake and what you should not intake, all those good things. So the first 40 to 46 hours, that's the most difficult part. So if you can just make it a day and 16 hours, then that's when all of the good gold happens. So at that 40 to 48 hour range, what happens is your body goes into this programmed cell turnover, programmed cell death. It's called autophagy, ATOPHAGY. So think of it again, it's programmed cell death. So your body's going out, it's cleaning out dead cells, and it's using the substrates or some of the organelles that are part of the cell, i.e. like, you know, your, I don't even go into it because I can't pull anything off the top of my head, like mitochondria, blah, blah, blah. It's taking those and it's turning them into amino acids and using them for energy. This is a really powerful thing. So from a longevity standpoint, you want to have your cell autophagy be very active in that. So that's where the cleaning happens, programmed cell death, the recycled parts get turned into amino acids for fuel. But this is also when the brain really start picking up. So your body goes from burning sugars of glucose, glycogen, and stored glycogen in the liver, and it starts converting things into ketones. Now this is a lot where people start to feel like the keto fuel. Flu, not fuel, keto flu. The issue is if you haven't been keto adapted before, if you've been just mainly a sugar burner, getting through the phase, because your body has to go from burning, think about this like when I was in college, like in 98, 97, gas prices went up really high because of the Iraqi war. So people started taking their trucks from being gasoline burners into propane burners, but they had to change a couple of things in the engine so they could actually function and burn off of propane because propane was cheaper. That's the same thing that's going on in your body. Your body has to have that keto adaptation phase where you have all the underlying substrates and supporting biochemistry for your body to actually function off of ketones, which is your stored fat. So this is where we start getting some really good fat burning. People get shredded, and you start getting into some good energy, but it's also mental clarity and it reduced appetite cravings, right? So you're no longer having to deal with the big giant hunger pangs. Hunger pangs are still a good thing because ghrelin, the hunger hormone, is a growth hormone secretagogue. So it's stimulating the pituitary gland to really release a lot of growth hormone. Okay, so after about hour 48, that's when HGH, human growth hormone, surges. And I think there's a couple different reasons why on this. One is, I think, just from a standpoint of, if there's no food being intaken and you're starting to tap into ketones, the body understands that's energy reserves, as your white fat, that's what it's there for. That growth hormone surges so that you can rebuild tissue, so you can be stronger, and you can go out and you can find another meal. That's my own personal, I haven't seen any research on that. But you get great tissue repairing, the brain gets cleansed, so your body will go out and seek out injuries, seek out scar tissue. You'll have increased mobility when that growth hormone goes out, and scar tissue can actually be converted into amino acids, and you get more mobile. And then that's after about 60 hours is when you have that elevated and sustained ketosis in the medical world. you'll be at 0.5 millimolars of ketones, mainly BHB and acetoacetate, but the third ketone is acetone. Those things are elevated, and you can have breath or blood extraction to measure your blood ketones or your ketone output. After 60 hours, that's when inflammation really starts reducing. So that's our belly fat, right? So the stress and the inflammation makes us fat site. That's in your belly. So you start to reduce belly fat, start to continue to get leaner. Scale weight will change a bit on this. It won't forever be sustained, but it will be drop down. So you'll see anywhere from like 8 to 16 pounds of scale weight. But again, just like the cheat sheet says, make sure you're drinking your water with electrolytes, bone broth, any of the approved supplements. If you have questions, ask them here. So we're starting again 5 p.m. tonight. Another good question that Dawn had last night is, I feel so good, can I keep the fast going after 3 days? Yeah, for sure. We're at some point we're going to practice and do a 7-day fast. I haven't personally done one, that's why I'm not asking y'all to do it yet, but excited to go through this with you. Use this resource as this group as a resource so that you can improve and continue to be sustained, because there's going to be a lot of people that are doing doing their fast for the first time. So that's awesome. You're pushing yourself. Remember, life doesn't happen in comfort zones. All the growth happens outside the comfort zone. That's what you're doing now. Build you better. See you soon.